What's going on, Geminites? GemMint here. I'm a little late to the party with this one, but better late than never. We have Sideshow's Psylocke Premium Format X-Force variant. We're going to do an unboxing and a review, so stay tuned.
No Wally West, no Barry Allen, reverse flash, they can't stand it. Comic flow, they can't stand it. I'm incredible, unforgettable, something like Mint Collectibles, ayy.
Alright guys, before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell and the like button for more daily content and statue unboxings like these. Psylocke, can you help me out with opening this box? Thanks, love. Alright, so here's the art box. So, no picture of the statue, we just have some psionic fire going on here with the butterfly on the back, traditional Psylocke energy with the logo on the front. So not much going on with the art box. Let's go ahead and get the pieces on the table so we can assemble Psylocke. Alright, here's all the pieces to Psylocke. A pretty easy assembly compared to a lot of statues that you guys see me unbox and review. It only has 7 pieces. You have her 2 arms, her head, the body, 2 parts of her sash, and the base. Let's go ahead and get her assembled so that we can give it a nice review. Here's a nice look at the bottom of the base. I always like how this base looked. It showcases her powers. It has the pink and purple psionic energy that she's known for. It actually becomes translucent when it gets to the tip here, so that's pretty cool. Let's get Psylocke pegged in here. Alright, so she pegs in and she actually has a kind of a foot indentation where her other foot can rest in. Alright, here goes the sculpt. So let's go ahead and get her sash put on. So those go in with some tight magnets. Let's get her arms put on. She has her swords. It does feel like metal swords. So she does have like a tinge of purple for the hair. I like how that looks. We'll talk about the head sculpt a little bit more when I get into the review and the background history on this piece. I don't know about the eyes. If you have it on a certain angle, she looks a little bit cross-eyed, right? But I guess you're supposed to have it like this. Alright, now that we have her assembled, let's go ahead and do a review. Alright guys, a little bit of background history on Psylocke. Psylocke's real name is Betsy Braddock, or Elizabeth Braddock. She first appeared in 1976 in the Marvel UK comic book Captain Britain in issue 8. She was created by Chris Claremont and Herb Trimpe, and she is the twin sister of Captain Britain. Betsy Braddock was a precog, became a telepath, and she ended up getting her consciousness and her mind transported into a Japanese martial artist by the name of Quan. The combination of those two gave us the Psylocke that we know today, and that took place 10 years later, 1986, in the pages of New Mutants Annual 2. She later on became a part of the X-Men team. This statue is a variant to the original Sideshow Premium Format, which had her traditional blue costume and red sash. Now what happened here is that when they first unveiled that Psylocke, she had this portrait, and a lot of people complained on it. They felt like it looked too manly, that it wasn't feminine enough, it didn't look like Psylocke. And personally, I never had a problem with it. I have an awesome picture from Comic-Con when I actually saw her in person. I think this was New York Comic-Con, maybe 2018. Sideshow actually took notice to the feedback and the criticism that the portrait was getting, and they released the premium format with this portrait. And man, I couldn't have been more disappointed. I thought that this original portrait looked way better than the one that they redid, and I actually didn't get the piece. So during Sideshow's 12 Days of Sideshow, they released this variant with an extremely low edition size. There was only 150 pieces made of the X-Force variant, and the kicker was not only did it have her Uncanny X-Force colored costume, but it had the original portrait, not the redone one that was used for the premium format. The only kind of downside to this version is that it didn't have the exclusive version, which has her psionic blade. It just had the two swords version. The X-Force variant, it came out with a $590 price tag, and it sold out within the hour. It's not the first time Sideshow has done a different color variant. They did it with Daredevil, which they had the Shadowlands variant this same year. And they also did the Phoenix statue in the past, which had a red costume, and they came out with a green variant. So it's not the first time they did this, but they kind of threw a bone for collectors. They gave this a super low edition size, and immediately you saw this listed on eBay for $1,500, people trying to flip. So I ended up missing out on the original premium format, even though I didn't love the portrait. The exclusive sold out, the regular sold out, and I really wanted this portrait. So when this finally became available for sale for a reasonable price, I just ended up jumping on it. I don't know if maybe I'll eventually get the exclusive and put this portrait on that body and then do something else with this body and the other head sculpt, but time will tell on that. This was sculpted by Maria Penfilova, and I think that the sculpt is incredible. First of all, if we start at the base, I really love the sculpt to the psionic flames. I think they look amazing. It looks like fire, but it also kind of looks like a flower. I love the paint on it, from that deep purple that goes up to the pink and to the translucency on the tips here. I think the reason why I don't mind missing out on the exclusive is because the base showcases her power. Because of the nature of the base, they did give it this kind of black, plain design type of base on the bottom. I don't think anybody ever had a problem with the body sculpt on this Psylocke. It looks just like the comic version, same type of anatomy. I think her walk is spot on, and she looks great. The traditional type of high boot leggings with the thin straps going around her thighs. She has kind of like a bathing suit kind of top on it that does have modernized texture on the chest there. You can see some line work, which I always think makes these statues look a little bit more realistic. The sash is a nice touch, although I do prefer the blue and red costume combination. Even though I love the Uncanny X-Force run by Rick Remender, I prefer her traditional X-Men costume. The katanas look good. You have a lot of good detail in the hand wraps there. The nice metal blades are a nice touch. And I do like this portrait. I guess the main criticism was that it didn't really look like the comic book version. It didn't look like a Japanese woman's face. It was kind of like Maria's own interpretation as a sculptor. It didn't really bother me because in comics, man, characters' facial features and their body anatomy all changes depending on the artist. So for me, statues are really no different. I mentioned the hair color. It does have a tinge of purple, which looks really good. Sometimes her hair is much more brighter, or at least has more like of pinkish highlights. It would be interesting to see like a repaint with like more pinkish hair put on the traditional costume. It might be a project I might do. I don't know. I was really worried about if this was going to go with the rest of the Sideshow X-Men line, which now I have almost all of them, now that I tracked her down. So we'll have to see what she looks like with the rest of the crew. I am happy I finally pulled the trigger on this piece. I think she's impressive. I think she's definitely a sleek statue. This one does seem to have some type of flaws as far as like a shine on some of her areas here. I don't know how that'll clean off. I mean, honestly, I'll probably just leave it like that forever. But Psylocke, she looks awesome. Let me know what you guys think about the Psylocke Premium Format X-Force variant in the comments down below. Do you prefer this one over the premium format that Sideshow released? So which one do you guys like better? Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel for more daily content, more statue unboxing and reviews, more giveaways. Make sure to hit that like, and you guys stay minty fresh. Peace.
Hot boy. They're saying I'm harmless, call me Cassidy, I'm bringing the carnage. Story the farthest, I'm a psychopath with a joker's lap bipolar. So there's two of me, and only one of you, so do the math. I leave you stunned without the flash. No Wally West, no Barry Allen, reverse flash, they can't stand it. Comic flow, they can't stand it. I'm incredible, unforgettable, something like Mint Collectibles, ayy. I'm a Gemini and we get it right. We amazing, no spider bites, so we doing reviews and getting the views. Venom my ooze, book of the week, come see me Wednesday and see what I choose. If it's about comments, then I got the news. Subscribe to the channel and you'll never lose, ayy. I show what I got and what's in the box. On top of my comments whenever they drop. Tell you what's coming and tell you what's hot. We keep it professional. We Mint Collectibles.
boy.